So what I have for the short introduction, I thought that it would be good for the students to have at least an idea of the three most important concepts in singing, such as breathing, posture, and phonation. Hi, my name is Arlene Ramirez. I am an opera singer and I am working in collaboration with the Interactive Academy and Opera Orlando to bring you singing technique online. Before you begin this singing journey, I would like to introduce you to some of the most important concepts in singing techniques. This will help you to start off with a better understanding on how your singing voice works. First concept will be breathing. Breathing is a fundamental concept in singing. And why is that? Because breathing is used to produce a sound. Whenever the air goes through our vocal cords, it makes them vibrate and it produces sound. Sound for your speaking voice and sound for your singing voice. So we can say that breathing is the most important concept that there is for singing. Now let's understand how do we breathe and what's the most important muscle that we use during breathing. I think you're guessing right. It is our lungs. So our lungs are filled up with air when we inhale, and whenever we exhale, controlling or managing the air, we are able to produce the desired sound. Now, I would like to give you a very important exercise for you to start familiarizing with a better air intake. Now, let's think about our lungs. Where are the lungs located? We are going to use one of our hands and we are going just to touch our rib cage. Now, the lungs are right beneath our rib cage. And what we want is to feel an expansion of our lungs as we breathe in through our nose. Breathe in through your nose, because whenever we breathe in through our nose, we feel a better air intake. So I am going to show you an air intake through your nose, feeling the expansion of your lungs. Then a little faster. Okay, I know you're seeing my lungs moving or my rib cage moving. That's exactly what should be happening. That's a sign that you are breathing correctly. Now, I'll give you an exercise for you to practice at least 5 minutes a day throughout the time that you'll be practicing before your first lesson. So you'll be breathing through your nose and exhaling through your mouth in what I like to call a waterfall noise or a waterfall sound. Again, breathe through your nose, expand your lungs as you feel the air going all the way down to the top of your lungs. It is very important that you have that image of your air coming through your nose and going down into the bottom of your lungs so that you can feel a better expansion. You are going to feel the expansion to both sides, to the front and even to the back, because our lungs are filled up with air tridimensionally. So, we breathe in again. You can do this until you have no more air to let out, and also you can practice this to make some conscious about your breathing and how your lungs moves a little faster. Just make sure that you only do maybe through 3 or 4 of this, as you do not want to get hyperventilated. Or shh, shh, shh. That's all you need to start exercising and activating your breath support. Now, let's move on to something very important in singing, and that is called posture. This is the second concept that I'd like to bring to you today, since you'll be working a lot with your body. Singing is not only about our voice, our sound, but it's also and mostly about our body. Our body is the box for our sound. So we want to maintain a healthy posture. What is posture? It's a proper body alignment. Whenever our body is aligned properly or naturally, we allow for our body to function towards a sound without putting extra unnecessary tension. There is good tension and there is bad tension. We don't want bad tension for singing. So let's just start finding our body, natural body alignment as we prepare to produce a sound. You might want to shake up a little bit. It's very important that we don't lock any part of our body. So we don't want to lock up our shoulders. We don't want to lock up our knees. So our knees should be flexible enough to carry the weight of our body. If we think about our lower body, we want to step in a position where one foot is slightly in front of the other so that we create balance and we can bounce back and forth without losing balance and stumble, or even worse, fall. You may notice that as you engage into more singing and more breathing, you will need this position or this posture to be able to keep and manage your body effectively. Now, thinking about your shoulders, whenever we breathe, and this might have happened to you or might happen as you breathe in, you may notice that your shoulders would come up as you breathe in for the first time. This should not be happening. This is what we call bad tension. So whenever we're breathing, we want to think about the lungs, the expansion of our lungs, and not our shoulders. So we want to find a natural falling to our shoulders. To find that natural falling to our shoulders, we might want to just shake them first, roll them up, and whenever they fall, that's the natural alignment of our shoulders. Now, another thing is our head. When we work in theater, actors like to think about having an imaginary cord that pulls up from our head and kind of like elongate our spine, making us feel 6 foot tall, maybe. Well, that's a good comparison because in that way, we can feel the natural alignment that goes from our head, going down through our spine and coming down to our feet. Now, that is a good posture. We have to make sure that our pelvis is slightly tucked in, as if we were ballet dancers. Slightly tucked in. We don't want nothing like this or nothing like this. So whenever you want to find that nice posture, use the mirror, which will become your best friend throughout this journey, and look at your posture. Check out for your shoulders, natural falling, for your feet, one foot slightly in front of the other, and your head. So you might want to spot one blind point in front of you, straight up forward, to keep a natural alignment to your head. None of this, none of tilting up. When you have practiced this every day, you will naturally find and create muscle memory to find your posture right away. Now I will introduce you to our third and final introductory concept, which is phonation. Phonation occurs whenever we produce a sound with words. Words are very important in singing as we are communicating. A song without words is not a song. So we want to make sure that our sound is not only pleasant but understandable. We are communicating a message through our singing. Therefore, phonation is very important when producing a sound or for our singing voice. Whenever we are singing, it's very important that we open up our mouth. Our mouth is a speaker, or it works as a speaker. Imagine me singing without opening my mouth. It will sound something like this. Or versus love, love. is a better sound. Therefore, we need to have a good notion of what good phonation is. This involves words, consonants, and vowels. Diction is very important, and diction is the proper pronunciation of words. Now, let's do this exercise together. In your best comfortable range or pitch, this means whether you're a lower voice, a mid voice, or a higher voice, you want to find a nice and comfortable pitch in which you can produce this sound. We are going to use the consonant M, putting the 5 different vowels into it. We will do our breathing, and then we will produce the sound like this. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Again. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Notice how I move my mouth as I sing the different vowels with the consonants. It is very important that you pronounce the M consonant just as I am pronouncing it right now. Ma, ma, me, mi, mo, mu. If you're a lower note, you will go something like this. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. If you're a higher voice like me, you will go something like this. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. It is very important that you're not looking for a singing voice as you produce this sound. This is only a sound exercise. The singing exercise will come later. See ya.